Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, I have the Origin 135C right behind me. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another ship review. Today, the Origin 135C, the cargo variant of the 100 series of starter ships. Now, taking a look at this ship, it is a very small profile, so definitely something that already works in its benefit. Now, I will tell you, this review is done solely in 3.24, and the only difference between 3.24 and 3.23 is a 12 damage drop-off on the guns. That is it, nothing else. My prior review of this ship was 3.21, so there is quite a few changes between that game version and this game version. So I'll kind of go over that with you here. This ship doesn't have too many stat changes compared to the 125 or the 100 series, though, as of right now. So don't expect too many differences, but let's go ahead and get into that. This ship here sits at a price tag of $65 if you were to buy it on the Pledge store with real money. Personally, and I've stated this before, that is too high of a price. I feel like this ship should be around the $50 to $55 mark, as currently the 300 series of ships is definitely in a better spot. So if you're paying with real money, maybe consider not and just buying this one in game. So, going over that again, $65 on the Pledge store, or 1,490,580 aUEC. Truly, the reason you buy this ship is because it's Origin and you like the look of it. You're not going to look at the stats of this ship and go, wow, what a winner. Because I'm serious. An F8 can fly by this thing probably about 100 feet away, and this thing would just crumble into pieces. So let's get into what I'm talking about here. This ship has a top DPS stock of 438. So that's because it has two size 3 CF337 Panthers. Prior in 3.21, it had two size 2 M4A laser cannons, so it definitely got an upgrade between then and now. But still, the damage output compared to other starter ships is quite abysmal. The Titan, which is $5 cheaper, has 1,800 starting DPS, as well as the Sulin sitting under this one, surprisingly, with only 393 starting DPS. But the Sulin also has a lot more stats that outmatch this thing tenfold. So there's a lot of reasons and a lot of things you got to ask yourself to why you'd want to buy a 135C or honestly, any 100 series of ships. And I'm trying not to dog on it too much because there's quite a few people that love this thing. I try to love this ship, but you know, there's a lot of stats just weighing against it, and that makes me sad because I feel like it's such a cool looking ship, and I wish it had just a little bit more going for it. Outside of those two guns, you do have two size 2 Strike Force 2 missiles. They come out of the nose of the ship, as you can see. Now, that really won't do too much to help you, but at least you have a couple missiles, which is always nice. Now, if you do get engaged and you're starting to take some hits, you only have 1,500 bubble shield, which again, that is below average compared to many other starter ships, which most of them sit at 3,000 bubble shield. So you're going to run out of shield pretty quick. And then this ship has some of the worst health pool out of any ships in starter series of ships, sitting at 3,900 ship HP. Prior in 3.21, that was 5,650, which was already bad enough, but now you're sitting at 3,900. Honestly, I wish they would double that amount of HP, and then that would be perfect, at least for a starter ship. At 3,900 HP, like I said, a ship can fly by this thing, and this thing would just fall apart. You honestly can't even get hit by a missile without losing so many components or pieces of your ship, or just blowing up instantly. It's pretty sad, and I wish that wasn't the case because it really is a nice looking ship. It's got quite a neat design for a starter ship, and I wish it had more going for it. Now, it does carry 6 SCU of cargo, which, Compared to other starters, it's not terrible. It's definitely one of many that carry 6, like the Sulin or the Core. The Titan carries 8, so again, the Titan's already points above this ship and cheaper. So again, you just got to ask yourself, why would you want a 100 series ship? Is it just a design? Are you really a big Origin fan? Then maybe this might be a fun ship to own. It is extremely fast and hard to hit, but you just, it's not impossible to hit. So if you do get hit, it's going to be problems. It's absolutely going to be a problem. So 6 SCU of cargo, which I'm going to show you right now on screen. You can load that through the back. It comes down from the bottom of the ship, or you load it on the interior of the ship, which is like a shielded cargo area, and that fits 2 SCU there, 4 in the back. So it's definitely not terrible. You do scratch the heck out of your interior and your door entryway. Trying to put cargo boxes in there was a real struggle. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting spot to load some cargo up. With these big metal boxes, it's kind of like, oh, why'd I buy a luxury ship just to ruin it? But getting into some other stats here, this ship has what's called an air fuel system. It's an adaptive intake refinery here, and this allows you to replenish your hydrogen fuel while you're flying around. Now, it does not help you with your quantum fuel, so you're still going to have to make some stops once in a while, as you only have 805 quantum fuel. So you're going to be visiting some space stations if you can even make it from point A to B, because it doesn't have that many health points. But, just avoid people. Now, like I said, it is a very, very fast ship. You're sitting at 260 SCM as a top speed and 610 forward boost, 305 backwards boost, as well as a top nav speed of 1,425, which is pretty amazing. The quantum fuel did change between 2.1 and 2.4. It went from 700 to 805, so that's at least a little bit of something. I do like that this entryway here does allow you just to walk right in. You don't have to have any sort of animation to enter your ship. That's always a positive. Now, once you're in the interior of the ship, you'll see here that you do, again, have your cargo access on the bottom, and then right above that, you do have some component access. There are some components that are available on this ship. You have some here, you have some at the front of the ship, and that's pretty nice. Always good to see component passes happening. I can't wait to see a lot of ships get their gold standard. Even this ship doesn't even have the gold standard. As you can tell, the buttons aren't really there. There's a lot of detail missing. This ship, by the way, is an Origin ship, yet the interior feels so claustrophobic and just kind of bland. It honestly feels like a really futuristic prison cell. Like, you walk in, you have a shoddy bed, you don't have even a restroom. I mean, is this Drake manufacturing? I wish they would have worked out the component and cargo here a little bit better, to where this was extended a little bit and allowed a little bit more of a living space. With this being an Origin ship, you expect class and luxury, and the only real window you have is right there at the cockpit. So this really is kind of what you would call a puddle jumper, where you get in, you fly, you hit up 1 to 2 locations, and then you're done. And I hate hating on it because it's a very nice looking ship. It's just got a lot of missed potential, and I feel like it could be so much better. If I were to honestly give this ship a score, and I hate being so harsh on it, but it really is just the case compared to so many other starter ships, even though this is a fan favorite, a lot of the 100 series ships are. But if I were honestly to give this thing a score, I'm going to be sitting at a 3 out of 10, and that is of course, personal preference of mine, and that's just because not only the low DPS has low capacitors on the weapons, you have a very low ship HP, you have a very low ship shield. There's just nothing really outstanding about this ship. Honestly, the only thing that you could be like, wow, at least that's good, is its very small look, as well as its extremely high speed. That's really the only benefits of the ship currently. While you could fit like some drug carrying in that little concealed spot and everything like that, I don't think I'd really want to put anything important in this ship, because the second you get hit, you're going to explode. And that always frightens me. Which is really too bad, because I feel like the ship has so much potential. It is an amazing looking ship, and I know my review scores, they're just my opinion, but I just I know a lot of people love these series of ships. It is a great looking ship. It just, stats wise, CIG has definitely put it in a position of where you do not want to fly it or buy it compared to many other starter ships. Let me know what you think of the 135C down in the comments below. Honestly, if you do have this ship, do you prefer it over other starter ships? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.